Here we are.
We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Margaret. I'm down here this time. I'm going to go last. We're going to have everyone introduce themselves for today's wrap-up panel of the Black Authortuber Readathon. So we're going to start with Garnell. So I'm going to mute myself and say hello to Garnell, everybody. Okay, we've been having some technical issues, so we'll see if it comes through. Garnell, are you able to do your intro? Maybe not. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, I hope that it will catch up. Devin, why don't you go ahead next, and then we'll see if she can come in at the end.
Hey everyone, my name is Devin and I write fantasy and steampunk with snarky female leads and a splash of romance. And I am also the founder of I'll Call Indie, which is a database of freelancers for indie authors. And I was so happy to participate in this year's Black Authortuber Readathon. Thank you so much, Margaret, for reminding me to be here.
Hooray! Thank you, Devin. Monique Mojo up.
Yes, I'm Monique Joyner Shedlack, author, publisher of over 140 books. I write African spirituality, Wicca, yoga, self-improvement, urban fantasy, romance, and paranormal fiction. Also, I'm just starting on travel. So, yeah, it's a lot. And thanks for giving me the chance to hang with you once again. You know it's late for me, but all you got to do is ask, and I have no problem staying up for you.
Awesome. Sorry, I muted myself. Thank you for being here. It's my pleasure. I'm excited to read your book. Garnell, can you hear me and do your intro now? Is it good? Can you tell us about your channel and about your books? Maybe she can't hear me. Oh, shoot. It was working before. I'm not sure what to do to include, like, Garnell. Other way.
Oh, for me, it's, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will do a little bit of intro because Garnell's been on before. She was here for the romance panel, and we talked about her book, When the Moon Whispers of Blood. So that is the one of the three that I read for the readathon, and it's great. It's urban fantasy mixed in with like ancestor magic and some high drama. So very intense and very exciting. Garnell, can you hear us yet?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Did you want to tell us a little bit about your books and your channel for an introduction?
Well, hi, my name is Garnell Wallace, and I'm from the Bahamas, and I'm a romance writer. I write mostly Black romance and interracial romance. My channel, there's nothing much on my channel. I have a few shorts, and that's about it. I'm new to YouTube, so I'm just trying to upload a few shorts here and there, and it's just some book promos on my channel right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I've tried shorts and they scare me. So kudos. Congratulations. They're hard to master. It's just a harder medium for me. I'm not sure why.
Shorts are easier than doing a long video.
Not for me. I think everyone has their own for sure.
Yeah.
Beth, my co-host this year, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your channel and what you like to read?
Hi, everyone. I'm Beth Ann. I am just a booktuber, and I like to read everything, but I would say my happy, safe place is fantasy, science fiction, romance. So especially these days, I tend to skew a little heavier toward those genres. But I like to talk about what I've read recently over on my channel. And by day, I'm a scientist, so I always feel a little out of my depth coming and talking about books. But everybody can enjoy books and have opinions about them, right? So that's why I'm here. I love being part of this readathon. I've participated all the years since Margaret started it. Yeah, 5 years. And every year I come away with like a much longer reading list than I started with. So I just love getting introduced to new authors and new books.
Sweet. And that is one of the first questions that I'm going to ask everyone, but I wanted to say hello to folks in the chat. I'm just going to draw your attention to the question of the day today. What is successful participation in a readathon to you? Now, I know we all have loads of readathons all year long, weekend long, week long, 2 weeks, a month long, year longs, like Climathon. But any type of readathon that you decide to join in, what does it mean to have success participating in the readathon to you? I am curious. We have a Greg unable to stay for the live, but we will be on Team Rewatch, so saying hello. We have an Angela who answered the question. I'm going to say for answer, saying I read one full book, working on the second, editing my review video. Woohoo! Exciting. Julie's here to join in to celebrate the conclusion. Awesome. And okay, I'm going to star Mojo's link for later when we're talking about links and events. Leslie's popping in. Hello, hello. And Anita, hello, hello. Angela fixed her audio. Sweet. I love it when people can figure out their tech because I'm often at a loss over the internet. So I'm glad. Let's see. Devin saying my TBR is so long. Yes. And Eva's here. Hey, oh, and Bree's here. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome. The first question for you guys is, who found a new Authortuber to follow? So there's loads of Authortubers in the spreadsheet, and hopefully you perused the spreadsheet, you saw some names you didn't know, you checked out their YouTube channels, and you subscribed to support the authors. So who found a new Authortube channel to follow? Raise your hand, pop it in the chat. Beth Ann!
I've been trying to go through and follow everybody, but I've been distracted by the Olympics. So I am so more behind on watching YouTube. I love the Olympics and the Paralympics, and a lot of my job, I can just have them in the background. So anyway, behind, but trying to follow everybody.
I will say I've watched maybe 3 Black History Month book tags, and I don't remember who started that, but I think it's fairly old, and a few people have done a version recently, and I looked at their recommendations for channels and followed those channels, and now I have like 20 more channels to follow. So I was in Dee Dee's live on Friday, and she was like, well, share them out. So I was like typing them all out, and I had a whole list. So that was pretty fun. And yeah, now I'd have to go back into my likes list because there were a lot. So booktubers and authortubers, I should say, because the book tag is more broad than authortube channels. Angela did. Who'd you find? Everyone here was new to me, and I subscribed to everyone. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. All right. You are not just a booktuber, says Angela, in the voice of Abilene from the book The Help. You are important. Oh, that's such a good scene. Have you guys seen that movie? Or read the book? No? It's Viola Davis. She's a master, and she has this scene with a kid where she's saying, you are important, you are special, you are smart. It's so good. Beth Ann putting some Black Authortuber fantasy reads at the top. Sounds good. And okay, how about there we go. How about you guys? Mojo, Devin, did you find any other fantasy peeps?
I have to say that I am also behind because it's just been a really busy month for me. I had an author signing event last Saturday. So preparation for getting ready for that. But I have a lot on my watch list, and I think I followed everybody yeah, I'm pretty sure I followed everybody on the list this year. So
Yeah, me, I got, well, besides the one book that comes out this week, I've got one more this month, one more this month, two more next month, and I have to fly back to the US. So it's like, yeah, I'm trying to get everything done by the end of this month so I can enjoy my like 3-4 days.
All right. Well, if you are, I know on the panel you said that you work, and then you have a little bit of time off, and then you just play, don't touch work at all.
That's yep.
Maybe that's when you'll get back to the YouTube channel watching.
From flying over, and then because I mean I can do everything in one day, but I usually stay for like 3 or 4 days so I can see my kids and fly back. So I usually have to have at least 2 or 3 books to keep me busy once I get to Palm Coast.
Nice. All right. I will just direct the audience's attention to the spreadsheet once again. I'm going to put it on here with the 2026 link. But what I did this morning is add a new tab with 2027 because the month is over and we can start preparing for next year. So if anyone has new channels to suggest, new books coming out, you can add them to the bottom or wherever the author is. You can insert a row, whichever is easier, and put the information for that book on the 2027 tab to let people know this is available for reading next year. So, and that's the spreadsheet link there, right there. All right. The next one is who bought a new book to read? And I bought 4. I bought Monique's and Garnell's and Kalia's and not Naila's. Bethann got Naila's. Iness's. So yeah, I read 3, and then the 4th one is Mojo's up to come. How about you guys? Who bought books and supported authors? Share it in the chat.
I bought 3.
Thrill.
But I'm so sad because I haven't been able to finish reading all of them. So I did get this one. I don't know, like The Glare.
Yes, familiar cover. Can you read it out for us?
Kimberly Lemming, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. Hilarious. It was so funny. And then I got The Diary, Succession of Lies by J.C. Carpenter. It's been on my to be read list forever. So I actually already had that sitting in there. And the last one I got was Served Cold, which is a Authortuber anthology that has several Authortubers, but D.L. Tillery is in here. So, yeah.
Nice.
And
Served Cold, is that a Jeremy Fee anthology or is that someone else editing? Can't remember. Picture the cover.
Go back.
Yeah, I can picture the cover, but does it say who the editor is on the front?
No, not on the front. It doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when that came out, so that's very cool. Garnell, are you okay? Can you hear us? See us? No. We having
my internet is being crazy today.
I'm so sorry. Why don't you tell us then your answer to Authortube channels that you found and you may be interested in watching or exploring relationships with, and maybe any new books that you are interested in reading.
New books. I can't think of any right now. I don't have a lot of time to read, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right.
I'm usually working or dealing with the family situation. So that doesn't leave a lot of time for other things.
Right. All right.
Though reading should be top priority, but I don't have a lot of time for that right now.
Understood. And I think that especially now, the top priority for many people is strengthening community bonds. So if you're helping your family, we're going to help you do that. So that's what we hope has been happening this past month. And glad to hear about your books, and hopefully more people will hear about them and be able to support your work, help you out. Angela had an answer. I bought one new book so far off the list, which was one of the books I picked for the readathon. I bought does anyone remember if it's Tamara or Tamara?
Tamara.
Okay, we'll say Tamara Woods' book, Wiped Out. And once I finish my Black History Month books, I'll buy more. Cool. I had a discussion in that was about multiple book reading. When you're able to read and have downtime, do you read one book from start to finish, or do you read a little bit in different books? Who does multiple book reading? Okay. Yeah. Different styles.
Yeah, I mean, I'll read a book in a sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 2 hours, I can probably finish a book.
I currently have 7.
I have 5. Yes. Yeah.
But it depends on what I'm doing though too. So I have 2 audiobooks for when I walk the dog or I'm sitting at the bus stop for my kid. And then I have a paperback in the bedroom, a paperback in the living room, and a paperback in here. And then of course I have my Kobo with more. So
excellent. Okay, I think those are all the answers to the buying a new book. How about reviewing a book? So there is a column in the spreadsheet for posting your review if you do a YouTube review, but you can also post a link to Amazon or Goodreads or Storygraph or wherever you leave a written review. Any kind of review is good for an author. I stand by that statement. So yeah. Yeah, raise your hand. I think Angela said she's working on the review. And okay, now I can't find the comment, but I think I saw that in the chat. How about you guys?
Oh, I haven't finished the book I'm reading, so yeah, I'm still on it. Juggling along. Got 20 minutes a night. That's it.
Every little bit helps though, right?
yeah. I should have a review up by the end of next week. Or is it this week? No, this week, because I said that this week, end of this week.
Awesome.
I'm a bit behind. I think I did one video where I talked about 2 books. That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, which I read as well. And then The Beastly Crown by N.S. Johnson. But I have a couple more I still need to talk about. So I'll get to it.
Nice. And I had 3 that were in my wrap-ups. And I think I've put links to all those wrap-ups on the spreadsheet. So again, I just encourage you, if people want to watch your channel, watch the review, drop the link when you get around to it in the spreadsheet. It's awesome. Enchantment After 50 from the Bahamas. Hello. Normally reading 2 at once. Yeah. That's how we do. Yep. Anita says, I don't have a lot of reading time either at the moment. Did finally start reading Devin's book and bought book 2. Awesome. Yes, finished the video for the book I read. Going to finish the other one, add it in as a Black Authortuber Readathon book review. The Black History Month book review will be separate. Got it. Yay! That's so much like Black book content. That's strong. That's awesome. Julie says, I only read one book at a time, start to finish. There you go. You're in the Mojo and perhaps Garnell camp. Also have an audiobook going. I'm easily confused. Well, yeah. It's very differentiated. That can help. Yeah. Awesome.
I often have a nonfiction going and a fiction, and then the different formats like people were talking about. But even with like print, I'll have my nonfiction and my fiction, because there's only so much nonfiction I can read in one sitting after a chapter. So I'm like, I got to mix it up with something a little lighter.
I just started this one, which is historical mystery. I've got nonfiction essays on populism, which is a lot about late 19th century silver standard. Kind of dry, not great with the Southern stuff. A Piper Hughley book by her own design. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but she's a great historical fiction writer. And then a new author to me, Roselle Lim, Natalie Tan's Book of Luck and Fortune, and that's set in San Francisco. It's a mother-daughter drama thing. So yeah, and a railway book because it's March on the Rails. So I don't know, different strategies.
I've got 3 book club books, and then of course the Black Authortuber Readathon. I have 2 left of that. And then I'm reading a historical fiction, a rip through time. It's about a detective from Canada who goes to England to visit her dying grandmother and ends up witnessing assault, and she switches bodies with the girl who's being attacked and wakes up in 1869 Edinburgh.
Interesting.
Yes.
A rip through time is a pretty maybe general title, so maybe I've heard of another book that's similar, but yeah. Cool. All right. Angela says, I normally read 2 fiction books at the same time and 1 writing craft book. Oh, see, writing craft has entered the chat. I need to get back on that. I have a few. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say I had started with book 1 of my series, and then I had this weird dream. My youngest daughter was like, hey, Mom, why didn't I finish writing that book for you? Because you don't have time. And I'm like, Peach, I will finish it. And I told my husband, I was like, I got to get these 4 books done before the end of the year. I don't care what it takes. They will be done.
Are these the travel books?
Oh, no. It's the self-publishing books I did. I did 1, and I have 4 more already outlined. I just never got to it.
Angela writes, I'm so glad people are getting into historical fiction. I no longer feel as if I'm on an island alone with just a soccer ball. That's a fun image. A little forlorn, but yes, Angela's one of the authors who is writing their first book. And so I did invite her on, but I didn't coax her enough to come on to the live today. But hopefully, maybe next year, she'll be part of the readathon and have a book up there. You never know.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, historical fiction. That's why I was especially like very interested in hoping I can read whatever she's writing. That'd be fun. All right. Read a book, reviewed a book. And then I was just going to ask, as a reader, what's your review system or policy? Does Beth Ann, maybe we'll start with you and then say if the authors have a different system because of being an author. So.
What do you mean by system or policy?
Like, do you review every book you read? Do you review everything but the ones you DNF and memoirs? Like, do you review with a written review or just a star rating, or does it depend on certain things, stuff like that? And where?
Got it. Yeah. Great questions. I think I am highly inconsistent because I am a chaos gremlin. I try to get everything I read at least up on Goodreads and Storygraph with a star review. Often I'm like a couple months behind on Storygraph. I just haven't gotten it quite in like my knee-jerk reaction to like I read a book and I need to put it online. But yeah, so I at least try to do that. And then I would love to be in a space where everything I read at least gets a mention on my YouTube channel, but I'm not there yet. Or maybe never will be. It's just, I only like, maybe I post once a week. Like that's just what fits into life, and that's okay. But I rarely DNF. I would have to like, there would have to be something that comes up. Like either the book would have to be so unedited as to be unreadable, which these days you don't really run into, or at least I haven't yet. Or it would have to be very clear that the author, I don't want to say every book has a message, but you know something about how like the main characters are, the way the author's handling them, or the story or a theme. If it's like very clear that I would fundamentally disagree with what's going on in the book, then very rarely I might DNF for those reasons. But so it doesn't really happen. If I were to, I would probably still put it online somewhere as like, I did not have a good experience with this. Like, heads up. And typically more detailed reviews tend to be things that either I really, really loved, and so I just want to gush about it because I loved it so much, or there's just like something interesting I kind of feel like saying about it. Like I loved it, but here's like one thing I would change. That sort of thing. I don't tend to go on and say like, I hated this book and here's why, unless it's already super popular. If it's like the sort of thing that's taking TikTok by storm and I thought I would like it and then I didn't, like, that's fair for me to go on and say it wasn't my cup of tea and here's why. But especially if it doesn't have that kind of following and it's like, I just didn't like it because not every person likes every book, then I'm not going to go on and on about it because that just feels kind of unfair. So Chaos Gremlin, but those are some of my little things.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my friends calls it Chaos Muppets, which I also like because I've seen Gremlins, but I did watch the Muppets growing up. So
cool. Yeah. The Gremlins start out cute. So,
I only heard about them exploding in the microwave, so I don't know. How about you guys? Policy or how being an author affects it?
I am also a Chaos Gremlin when it comes to, I try and remember. In fact, I write down every book that I read, and at the end of my line, I have a check mark on whether or not I left a review, because I just tend to just pick up the next one and keep going.
Yeah.
But since being an author, I no longer rate anything less than 4 stars. And BookBub is my go-to place for leaving reviews. So if it was a book that I kind of wasn't into, they give you all the little categories you can click on, and I don't write a review. And most of the reviews I write are no longer than 3 sentences. I am very, very trying very hard to read as a writer, but I just get picked up and lost in the story so quickly that I don't analyze or nitpick through. I either like it or I don't, but I don't hardly DNF any books. I DNF'd 1 book last year.
Wow.
And it's been years since I DNF'd a book. I'm not saying that accidental DNFs that happen because I have teenagers, but yes.
Okay. Interesting. I've seen a couple videos just in the last few days that I watch where people are like, I'm just DNFing at a high rate because like I'm just searching for the book that's going to work for me and I don't have time for that other stuff. It's like that's a vibe. Yeah.
That seems like a really picky way to live your life. Like, how few books are there that work for you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I love books, man.
Yeah, I've got several piles that are like in process soft DNFs, and I don't really know what to do with those. So I guess, do you want to jump in, Mojo? Policy habits before I go?
I'm picky on the books that I read. So I finished them. If I didn't like them, I'd be like, give it 3 stars. But I have to think like an author. I'm like, did this person put time in it? If I forget that I'm just sitting there and it's just the book and I'm like, move to another world, yeah, that's what I want. But if it's something like, and they did what? Oh yeah, I saw that one coming. You might get 3 stars.
Yeah.
You know, there's very few books where, oh no, I can't say that because there are a few books that I need the entire series now. So I could just sit and read and
Binge
read and read.
reader.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. And it doesn't happen too often. It usually, like I said, it usually happens when I'm away from home. Or when we go on a cruise. I'm gonna take it with me and just read because I'll have a week and just read as what I can. But if I can forget that it's an actual story, yeah, I will give it 5 stars, easy. But if it's obvious, that's what I want. If it's obvious, yeah, okay, I will give you a 3. And that was for effort. I'm gonna give you that because
Like,
one, it's already hard enough for most people to finish a book.
Right.
So I'm gonna give you something. I'm not gonna give you a 2. I'm not gonna give you a 1 or a half a star. How I don't know how they do that, but I'll give you a 3, just for me to at least look at it and torture myself through finishing it. If it was an obvious book and I knew it was going to happen.
That strikes me as like the gentleman's C, how they used to give out a C if you're like, you showed up and you turned in assignments, but you not really gonna go on in the field. You'll just pass you on for the requirement kind of thing.
That sounds like high school. Real quick, side note. My senior year, I had to go to Hastings High down in Florida. And I had taken every class there but English and communism. Communism was a required class. What? Everybody failed that class. I had an A-. Gave me an A+ and gave everybody else a D just to get them out of the class.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I know all about that. Yeah, just moving along. Yeah.
Yeah, U.S. education's a whole other life stream.
Yeah.
So I use Storygraph now, and I realize BookBub is probably better professionally, but I'm not there yet. Anita and Devin are ahead of me on that track. But I like Storygraph because as a reader, it's like more of the people, let's say, and streamlined, and so I'm committed to that now. And I will give 3 to 4, sometimes a 5. What Beth Ann said, when you're picky about what you start, you're less likely to be disappointed. Really rings true. I try to read books that I'm interested in, but I do try to challenge myself too. And sometimes that is sort of difficult. And like Mojo was saying, it's hard to get through because you're like, I'm not really interested, or the style's really not hitting. But if I get through it, I'll probably give it a 3-star. And what I would say is every once in a while, something sneaks through that's just like a stinker. Just no, do not agree. Do not pass go. And so that I will do a 1 point something or a 2 point something because I'm angry. But if it doesn't stir up emotions like that, that's maybe 3 books a year. So that's not very many. But if it deserves it, I will give it a 1 rating. Yeah, takes me through.
I have to say, I am picky about what I read, and I want to say 90% of the time, the books that I read are recommended to me by my friends who know me.
Ooh.
Do they have a
good track record?
They do, yes.
Right.
And the book clubs that I'm in are when I challenge myself.
Mm. Lower rating then?
No, not necessarily lower rating. I can say that. So my last DNF was last year, and before that was 2 years prior. I had a hard DNF, but yeah, for the most part, I finished the books.
Awesome. You're little braggadocious there. I love it. Yeah. Well, what would you say? And I know this is a myth that I would like to help people dispel. I think one of the things that I hear Black authors complaining about is white readers reading the book and saying, I didn't relate, so I'm going to give it a low rating. And I think there's an area where you're like, I'm challenging myself to read a book that's outside of my comfort zone. And then I'm challenged or I'm in discomfort. And instead of sitting with it and like thinking it through, you just go, oh no, I'm gone. I'm going to rate it low and just disappear. And I think that's really detrimental. I think that's irresponsible and detrimental. And so I just want to say, for people who are challenging themselves, like, go the extra step and like think through it and think, oh, where are the points where I was uncomfortable? What do I not know about those practices or attitudes or relationships? And maybe like learn a little bit about them. Like, so that's my plea with folks who are just reading in a new genre and just kind of not getting it. Experiment, but then also like do a little bit more. What do you guys think? Do you have experiences with that or thoughts?
I haven't had too many experiences with that for my writing. But mine is more like, because it's set in a fictional world and fantasy based, I think most of my readers go towards that adventurous side and don't dig too deep into, the little nitpicky things that I put in there, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, I guess me. I have not had any issues at all. I mean, I think the only thing that I had, which I found was very funny, is someone said, talking about my nonfiction books, how can you write about African spirituality if you're not Black?
What?
Yeah. I was like, really? I'm not? Wow. Somebody better tell my mom and dad that then.
I still want to quote Blazing Saddles, but I won't.
I was like, wow. I had one of my cousins come to my defense. Well, then we all must not be Black then, because we have a barbecue every year. I was like, yeah, I know. I guess they think my picture's fake and everything else. I don't know. It's so sad because I look like my mother, and I'm already hitting myself about that.
If there was ever a case of someone not going one extra step to like before they criticize, then that seems to be it. Lame. Thoughts?
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
That I mean, I think there's a little bit of probably some nuance to like the types of reviews that say that, but that sort of comment of like, well, it's got Black characters in it, and so I don't relate. It's like, hang on, sit with that for a minute. Like, are you kidding me? You're human. The characters are human. Like, really? And do you relate to every white character written by a white author? Like, no. So that also does that's a little bit of an antagonistic response, I guess, when we're trying to bring people in. But I do want to kindly say, just like, hang on, just sit with what you just said for a minute, because that doesn't sound quite right. And maybe that's not quite what you meant to say. So yeah, that just gave me a little bit of a hackles rising response. Yeah. Just had to throw that out there.
Definitely. I'm going to catch up on the chat here because I think I'm a little behind. Angela says, after being a reader for so long before starting to write, I do reviews through 3 lenses: as a reader, a writer, and a sensitivity reader. I just can't seem to help it. So do you adjust for different reviews, or do you sort of do different levels in every review? That would get very complicated. But yeah, I've never given a 1-star or DNF'd a book. What? Okay, Devin, never DNF'd a book, but I have given 2 stars. Oh man. Anita says, I've DNF'd a couple of books, but I generally know what I like, so it doesn't happen often. Yep. Enchantment after 50. And if Black readers did that with white authors they can't relate to, exactly, when the shoe's on the other foot. Like, yeah. Just befuddled looks from the panel because it don't make no sense. Like, Angela says, I've had that experience when I was part of a writing group full of old white men stuck in their ways. Ooh, I ran for the hills. Yeah, I think we've been in groups like that. And Garnell says, I once had a reader give 1 star to a book because she disagreed with the main character's religious beliefs. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Their religion, it's a whole thing. Okay, and having read, let's see if it will come up in a timely fashion. Right. Having read Garnell's book, When the Moon Whispers of Blood, this is set in the South, and it's got like ancestor magic, so some of the supernatural in it. And yeah. What was I reading? Someone else was saying that it was a Wrinkle in Time review. It was Read Becca's channel, and she was saying something about she wasn't allowed to read Wrinkle in Time because Madeleine L'Engle puts Christianity at the same level as other religions rather than saying it's the one true way, and sort of interprets things in a very inclusive way. And so, yeah, I think the intolerance when reading is what we want to like work on and like have people expand their definitions and acceptance of other people's beliefs on.
And then I want to ask, did they read The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Well, yeah. I mean, but that goes in the direction that they want. I don't know if I'd call it intolerant because
I've met people who read Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe and didn't like it because of the religious undertones in it. So the flip side of it, I guess.
Yeah. I can see that, but I also see the layers of like, it's the dominant culture. So when I have a reaction to it, I feel like it's because it's already a dominant culture that seeing it dominate in a book might be triggering or just dissatisfying because you're not getting a representation of multiple viewpoints that you might have been looking for. I don't know. Yeah. Power dynamics, I think, always come into play. Angela says, I had just a review to talk about each aspect. Gotcha. Okay. A lot of work still. A lot of layers. Oh, okay. We're getting into some tricky waters here. Julie says, regarding religious quibbles, it's maybe not so much intolerance as willful ignorance. What's the difference? Thoughts? I struck everyone speechless.
Well, there's a lot to unpack in there.
Yeah.
Not wanting to, I guess, maybe educate's the wrong word, but not wanting to educate yourself on the religious aspects of it. So willfully choosing ignorance and not learning. That's how I'm interpreting this.
I guess I'd have to think about, can you have intolerance without willful ignorance, I suppose? And can you have willful ignorance without intolerance? I don't think so. But I'm not a logic, like, rationality thinker. So maybe there's like symbols and stuff that I should be using in these equations to figure.
I feel that intolerance is a hardcore drawn line, but the willful ignorance is, okay, yeah, you recognize this, but you're not willing to move forward to educate yourself on it, if that makes any sense.
Okay. I can see the difference. Yeah. Hi, JC. Thank you. Yay. All right. Whew. Yeah. Religion. That's a big topic to wade into. Let's see. Reviewing system or policy. Oh, okay. And a few last questions. Was there any new information you learned through participating in this readathon or new ideas that were sparked? For example, readathons you want to run or collabs you want to do with other folks that you met through this, or just like themes you want to explore because your curiosity was piqued. And I'll let you guys think about it for a moment because I'm going to catch up. I realize I never went back to the answers. The question. Angela had a great answer. Successful participation is doing what you committed to do. In most cases, reading the books and doing some type of review. Was it successful? No, but I will be, she said. And to add, I also think that sharing a book you liked or even disliked, if it had some positive points, can be considered. And purchasing a book will always be a part of the equation. Yes. Good points. Good points. All right. So what do you think about like new information gained from participating and sort of ideas sparked about maybe doing something related or acting in some way? Because I have to say hi to your cat, Bethan. Look at that.
Sorry, this is Pooh Bear.
Oh, Pooh Bear.
It's facing away from the camera. Which side is my best side?
It's like he's got to keep a half eye out the window to look for birds. He's got to keep a half eye on me because you never know when treats might be forthcoming. So yeah, he's got a lot going on.
That's cool. New information ideas sparked. Anyone think that, like, I don't know, something come up for them?
Well, I think for me, and I'm sorry to say I am an introvert, I'm going to try. No, there is no try. There is only do.
Thank you, Master Yoda.
I'm going to start doing more collaborations. This is actually so this will be the second one this year, and I did 2 last year. And before that, it was like years because I don't do them. But I think I'm going to start, I'm going to start putting myself out there. So I think one thing I'm going to do is change on my, the description on my YouTube to add in, message for collabs. So that's done. And just start putting myself out there more. I mean, I know when I was in the US, I was just starting to do book fairs, but the closest one here is like UK. And I'm still, I know, right? Or Germany, which is just as far, I think it costs more to go to Germany than to go to the UK. And I'm still working with that, especially the TikTok part of that. So that's like, it's on my list to do, must work on. So, but I think doing more collabs will be a big start.
That's awesome to hear. And what's cool is that I think I met you through an Authortuber sort of collaboration in Discord, which Andy was a part of.
Andy.
Yeah.
Yep.
She had like some other folks that were like OGs. And I've sort of like drifted off because I wasn't able to do some of the things. But like
because the time kept changing and we were always going somewhere. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man, I miss doing that. But
it's hard to get a good group that will like also fit the needs of everyone and is sort of like,
especially with time zones. That's the biggest thing, time zones.
Good time zones. That's what I like to say. Darnell says, I agree with Monique. I have to put myself out there more, even as an introvert. Who identifies as an introvert on the panel? 2 hands up. Yeah. You may not think it's true, but believe me, women, I'm an introvert. Yeah. And hopefully what I'm doing with this readathon is making it, my goal is to make it easier for people to access books, easier for people to collab, easier for people to find visibility for the readathon. So hopefully that is part of like helping, push you that way. And, makes things feel a little bit more fun rather than arduous. Okay. Okay. Introvert's role. Yeah. Any other thoughts on that question? Like new ideas that have cropped up for your channel or your brand or?
Was that
For All Call
Beetlejuice that's
Indie,
popping in? I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Ooh,
For I'll Call Indie, I was toying around with an idea with my critique partner for a page called First Chapters. So I have the freelance side, and I want to create a reader side of things with kind of like when a freelancer signs up, they can tick all the boxes. So indie authors who are in different countries can tick the boxes for their countries, nationalities, or whatever as well. So when a reader goes on, they can search directly who they want to choose. But that's like, we're still trying to work out some stuff before we hand it over to the website designer to figure out how we're going to do this.
Yeah, that would be cool. Angela said she's a sensitivity reader. So if she was on the freelance side, she could like check a box for
Yes.
genres and like places and time zones.
Yes.
Maybe that's cool. That's really cool. Nathan?
Yeah, I don't know if I have anything super specific. I think 2026 for me as a year is I'm trying to commit a little bit more to reading and Booktube in a little bit more of an intentional way, just kind of realizing that like my hobbies are important. And yeah, my job is important because it pays the bills, but like my job does not need to be all encompassing in a way that it felt like it needed to be in my 20s and earlier parts of my 30s. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what that looks like. And yeah, just kind of make a more intentional break between my work day and my non-work day, which I think would let me show up on Booktube a little bit more frequently and maybe actually take part a little bit more in the wonderful community that's here. So that's just a vague kind of intention. I don't know exactly what that'll look like and how practical it'll be because I also have parenting and other things going on. But that's the idea. So yeah.
Parenting. That little minor.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Kevin's like, oh God.
Yeah.
On the other end of it. Yeah. All right. Awesome. I love to hear those things. This make me happy. Devin dropped the link for I'll Call Indie. If any in the chat are interested as freelancers in publishing and writing, check it out. There were two things. Angela's comments. After reading that first book, it helped me to remember some things I don't want to put in mine. Okay. Technologically challenged, but I don't feel as reluctant to try a collab now, which is awesome. Yeah. Yeah. The thing that I can't help with like through the computer is the internet. So I know I've had a couple people who've had internet issues. Like if I was going to do stuff with JD, he's in Puerto Rico, which as we all saw at the Super Bowl halftime show, like has grid issues. And so the internet might not be as reliable. So unfortunately I can't, I haven't found a way yet. Maybe there's still a way to help people with those, but that would be like the thing you'd want to make sure you had before. Odo does not leave the house unless it's for the daily walk. Hey. And Angela says, I know you like words, so here's one for you. I don't know how to pronounce this. What do you think? Isolophile? Isolophile? It's the equivalent
from isolation.
Like isolate.
Yeah.
Sometimes they change pronunciation when you add a suffix, though. So I don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
How you'd say it. Being a sort of super introvert. That's me. Excellent.
I'm still recovering from Saturday. Still recovering.
Oh my gosh. So it starts fading at 8 p.m. Is that coming up? Is that coming up? I didn't do the math. I don't remember the time zone.
He doesn't trust the voice.
Yeah, you got to remember, since the war, and we're so close to Ukraine, they've come here. So everybody comes home, they get on the internet, and the internet starts going down. by 8 o'clock.
Wow. Oof. Oh, that's scary. But yeah, thank you for showing us the everyday effects of a neighboring country. Bringing it home. Let's see. Oh, and last important question, folks in the chat, folks in the comments watching the playback, and folks in the panel. Do you have any suggestions for how to make this more fun, more streamlined, more easy to participate? I've tried a bingo board. I've tried prizes. I've tried like different things. Beth Ann and I were sort of like thinking about a couple things before, but I love getting feedback because I know that I don't have everything in my own brain. So I love help with ideas on that front. So spill the tea. I'd love to hear any ideas.
Maybe next year I'll do a live chat with someone who reads the same book as me.
Yeah, buddy read.
That would be good.
Yeah, that's what they're called. Buddy read.
Yes.
There's a word for that.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have my act together this year, but those are always fun. So
there's even a column for it. So if you go on the spreadsheet and you see someone has signed up, they have their name and their channel. There's a column next to that where you can add your channel link in and say, hey, go bug that person and say, do you want to read this together? And they may not, but they may totally take you up on it, which should be fun. Devin.
I was trying to think of something like, goodness, definitely not a website, but maybe something like Linktree where you can link all of the books or all of the authors.
That's a great idea because some people, their eyes just go cross when they look at spreadsheets.
That's me.
That's cool. Okay, great. Thank you. And Linktree is free, so we love free.
Free is good.
Yeah. I use Bitly for the links so that they're easier to like remember 2027 BAT Readathon, right?
Yes.
But they thew take you to a page where it's like, here's an ad. You have to click another link to get to the actual page because they're and shitification is real.
Yeah.
But yeah. So trade-offs. Angela says, I liked when you guys did the reading sprint during the opening video. All right. So we can expand, maybe do some.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely love the reading sprints.
Cool. Video. Yeah, got it. Andy says, I'm so boring. My cat ignores me. I have no idea about making things more interesting. Yeah, I mean, what if we can incorporate something pet related. I mean, I don't know. What? What was that pointing?
Oh, well, I got one here. She's just getting up. The other two are out there. I mean, if you see those lines of pictures right there, that's all the cats I've had.
Oh.
I think, let's see. Yeah, 4 of them already passed away. I still have one. She'll be 17 this year.
Oh.
But the boys are in there with my husband.
Have you guys heard of the Herkid Readathon?
Herkid,
yeah.
I tried the first one and failed.
Yeah.
Are you working on the second one?
I definitely have not been keeping up with that. But with the categories that she has, you can have like a Black character with a pet companion.
Yeah.
That's a new one for 2.0. That was not in the first year.
Oh, no. It was just the idea of like a category for like you have a Black authortuber who wrote a book with the main character has a pet companion.
Oh, so having like prompts is what you're saying.
Yeah, like prompts.
Readathon prompts. All right.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the word prompt.
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time. Usually Julie comes to my rescue. Yeah. I like it. I don't know if social media helps. I was putting Instagram posts on to sort of like lead people back to the YouTube like streams. And if we had, read a Black Authortuber's book and take a picture of it with your pet, that could be like more people tagging and leading people back. Just something fun that's not like a whole thing.
Yeah.
That's cute. Yeah.
But I'm not big on Instagram, so I don't know.
Yeah, Instagram is it. They keep changing their algorithm, so it's not you. Trust me, it's not you.
Yeah. And Angela says, I think if you do an invitation for authors to know about the readathon each quarter, you may be able to get more authors who write in more genres. Interesting.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, announcing it like periodically, saying, "Please join. Plan on."
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm writing these down.
Yeah.
Early. What's that called? Invitation. And reminders. Yeah. Because I put it in my calendar for planning starting in December. Like, go ask people, look at who has new books, try to find new channels, like ask for references and all this kind of stuff, so that I'm not just asking, hey, can you do this next week? Because it's not very considerate. So I try to give people more lead time. But yeah, I do have, in case people are interested, I do have another event that I do now in August called Agitation August, and I'm looking for people to come on to talk about a book that transformed their thinking. So that could be a Black Authortuber's book, but I am trying to remember to invite people at various points to like gather them in early as we go, rather than like a big effort the month before where I'm scrambling and crazy stressed. So yeah, but good point. Good point. All right. Okay, so I think we have reached the hour, and I'm going to ask for you guys to not do an outro because we had an intro at the beginning. I'm going to ask you to say your latest release or newest event coming up that you want to promote and let people know they should attend or read. And then we'll go backwards. So we'll do Beth Ann, Devin, Monique.
Oh, I don't have a release or an event. So next.
Devin.
My third book, The Witch's Sword, comes out March 10th, so in a few days. And I will also be at the Jack's PopCon event at the main library. And because it's the library, it's free. So if you're in the Florida, Jacksonville area, definitely come by, come see me. I may or may not be in costume, still haven't decided. And I will have my reviews for the books that I've read at the end of the week on YouTube.
And you'll probably, if you go in costume, be sharing those pictures with your newsletter list. So
yes.
And Monique.
Yeah, I believe I dropped in the link the book that I have coming out this Thursday, but I do have a urban fantasy book coming out April 9th, and it's called Blood Hunted. It's book 3 of my Haunted Moon series. That's that one. I'll drop this one in.
Is this your Haunted Moon series, or is this a different one? Because this just came out.
Yeah, that's the one that comes out this Thursday. This one comes out next month.
Okay. Awesome.
While I'm flying over the ocean.
Multitasking.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, we got the link in there. And thank you from Julie. Beth Ann, do you attend book fairs?
Oh, I just put a chat in the video. Wow, words. The video, the live.
Private chat.
I just answered. The answer is yes when I can. But yeah, the area where I am doesn't have a lot. There's one coming up in March that I'm pretty excited about because I do want to meet more local authors. I'm also in an area where some of the local authors write about things that I'm not interested in reading about because I'm in rural Pennsylvania. But I'll just leave that where it is.
Careful about what you pick so you don't have to DNF.
Yes, but the advertising for this book fair looked like there were going to be a lot of options. So my friend and I are going to go and have a good time and buy some books.
Awesome.
Hopefully.
It's the equinox.
Yeah.
The portents are favorable.
Yes. We will find good reads.
Yeah. Julie's like, I love Agitation August. And Angela said same thing. I've been watching all those videos. That's amazing. Thank you for that. I have a link for all the Black Authortuber Readathon videos. So if you are someone who likes to binge a certain subject topic, that Readathon playlist has all the videos from this year, last year, going back to 2021. So we featured lots of authors. Some are repeats, but I try to get new people each time, and lots of topics and genres. So, and if you see a blank, if you see a something missing, tell me, and I'll try to find it and include it next time. Yes, moments of relief in the sea of red. Oh man,
I get them where I can find them.
Yes. Okay. So, I forgot to use any of the banners that I made up ahead of time. So I guess I will just say, where's the subscribe? There we go. Subscribe to everyone on the channel. I will pop everyone's links down in the description. And thank you so much for participating in the Readathon. And thank you guys so much for coming on today. This is brilliant. And take care, everyone. Happy reading. And thank you, Garnell.